Good day, ladies and gents. How are we all doing? I just thought let me plug in for a live trading session today. So on my watch list, we've got US 30 on the far left, we've got Nasdaq in the middle, and we've got gold on the far right. So with gold, it's been bullish for the most part of the day, as you can see here. And by the time we came to the charts, you can see in our morning kills on time, we did not have any setup. And this afternoon, as much as we were looking forward to get a buy, price did not come to our points of interest. And we also did not get our trading edge. For me, there is no visible stop hunt, so I did not get an entry for this buy. So what we're actually anticipating here, I remember we were anticipating price to drop, take out these lows, bounce off something from yesterday, then get a continuation. So that was our plan for this trade, and price decided to do something else. So for now, like I said, our trading edge is not present on any of these three. So we are still on the sidelines and we are still stalking. Um, Nasdaq, we had these two equal highs yesterday. So today we just want to see what price wants to do. So again, our trading edge is not present at the moment on this chart. So we simply have to patiently wait. I'll see if we'll be able to get a setup during today's live trading session. I'm only going to stream for like 30 to 40 minutes, and we'll see if we'll be able to get something within that time because I've got other commitments after that. So for now, we're just going to wait. TDI almost shows signs of buys on both the indices, Dow Jones and Nasdaq. We see buys, but the only thing, like I said, we don't have is a clean stop hunt. So let's see with this new hour what price wants to do. So maybe we can just do a quick multi-time frame analysis whilst we wait for our price to get into our point of interest. All right, so coming from the daily, what are we looking at or what do we have? So, hey, the past 2 days have been wild. Hey, have been wild. We've had a lot of volume within the markets. So between these days here, there's no clean direction to say we're coming up or we're coming down. So we're just going to use the information which we know to come up with a setup. So if we are to zoom in again, yesterday, or let's just start on Monday. So this was Sunday's price action, opened with the gap. Monday filled that gap, which was perfect. And we're looking for a potential push into the 13. We did get a push, which took out this liquidity and price sold, which was still perfect. But for today, we don't have a clean bias. It's what I would call a no bias day. What could potentially happen is we've taken on yesterday's liquidity. So yes, price is pushing up, but you can see we've got this Friday low here, which is where this gap started. So price might still find resistance and still push down. That's a possibility. Price can still push back towards the day before yesterday's high, which was Monday, or towards the 13 EMA. These are just possible plays which could happen, but otherwise there is no bias in terms of the daily time frame. So each time we don't have a bias, or each time when we don't have a bias, we simply have to come to the H1. Then on the H1, we need to look for any market structure which we can use. So I'm going to extend the highs of Monday as price can still come to that area as a point of interest. So we've got a point of interest, which is this level here. So if we break here, potentially price can still come back towards this area, come back towards the 200 EMA, come back towards this order block. So that's like a guideline. If we are to buy, we know where price is most likely to go. But again, price is not going to buy unless we break this dynamic resistance. That's the first thing. Second thing, we also need to break Friday's lows, which I mentioned. So we need to see something like this. If that doesn't happen, it means price will find resistance on this level, and we can still actually get price continuing to go to the downside with this crash, which has been happening for the past couple of days, as you can see from as far as last week. So let's see what price wants to do. So we also have liquidity above this area. This one was taken. We do have liquidity above this area. So I'm still open to seeing price come here. But for now, I want to pay attention to this level here. If we can get price coming back below the 13 on H1, that will be a sign for me to start looking for potential sales for today. So this will be a liquidity sweep above the London highs. Price would have come back to the 200, finding dynamic resistance there. So again, I want to see price closing below the 13 to actually show me that this is a valid level and price can continue going to the downside. That's what I'm mainly looking for on this particular asset. So now that we've gone through it all, we are going to leave it on H1 so that we can be able to visualize any change in price delivery. Then going to NASDAQ, more or less the same setup. More or less the same setup. You can see same price action, more or less. So the daily, again, we took out liquidity from yesterday. Yes, we can still push up here. You can see we're already trading above Friday's lows. So let's see what happens. So what I want to see, like I said, if I want to go long, or if I'm going to buy, I want to see prices to show me something in within this area here. They have to show me some form of stop hand or some form of pattern or some form of retracement, which can potentially happen on M15. So on M15, what points of interest do I have? So NASDAQ has got this point of interest, which is this order block here. So let's see how price acts on this area. If price can come back below, that's a sign for me to continue with the shorts. But if we come into this area and respect it, then we can potentially start to look for longs coming back to yesterday's open price or as high as the 200 EMA on sorry, as high as the 800 EMA on M15, that one you see at the top there. So, but with what's going on with fundamentals, you also just want to trade with caution, because if you check from this low to this high, we already have 700 points here. So we just want to trade with caution. They trade with caution, trade with caution. Make sure you use proper risk. Otherwise, use half your normal risk and use proper lot size allocation on your setups. So that's it for NASDAQ. We are going to leave it here. So let's just check here. Then we've got what? We've got gold. Then gold, we're just waiting to see. These are my previous points of interest, which you see me deleting now. I had these points of interest all the way from Monday. That area was my point of interest. But again, what made me miss this move? If you notice, this price action started to move. This is 2 a.m. This broker. This is 2 a.m. my time. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's when the next setup happens. So I only trade this time. So I missed this move and I missed this second move because my edge did not appear on this particular buy. But again, these are still valid points of interest. If we can come above this level here, we can look for potential longs for price to actually come back towards the all-time highs. That's also possible and even extend, especially if the market continues crashing, because I believe people will find a safe haven in gold. So let's see what price decides to do. Thank you so much for joining. I was just breaking down my watch list for the day. So on my watch list for the day, I've got these assets. I got US30 on my left, which I'm still stalking. So I'm just going to do like a summary of what I just explained, because I cannot go through everything, but I'm just going to do a quick summary. So on the daily time frame, I do not have an immediate bias. on my Dow Jones. So I'm still waiting to see how price wants to react, especially with this area. If we can come above this red line, okay, let me just maximize the charts. Okay, so this is my whole market structure on Dow Jones. Points of interest, Monday's high, yesterday's high, Friday's lows. Those are my main points of interest. So right here, if we can be able to come above, break that level, price can potentially come back towards these highs, and we'll be looking for a buy. But for us to buy, we need to see a visible stop hunt happening somewhere within this area if it's going to be immediate. So if that happens, we're going to take a buy. But again, right now, price looks like it has found dynamic resistance on that 50 EMA. So if we are going to sell again, we consider this London high as liquidity. So liquidity has been taken out, which is perfect for a sell. But if we want to sell, we first want to see price close below the 13 EMA for a safer sell. I would also love to see price come below today's open price, which will make the current daily candle bearish. So this whole area above here is going to be the wick on the daily candle, and we'll be looking for a possible expansion to the downside. So that's from the daily view though. So just for reference, you can see this is how it's looking. So if we come below the open price, this will be a wick, and we'll be looking for an expansion to the bottom side, or rather for price to just continue crashing based on the fundamentals and what's happening like with the tariffs and stuff. So for us to sell, we need that safe sell. So we are just waiting for confirmations here. So we can either wait on M15 or we can wait on the H1. Just keep stalking and see what price does. So it's more or less the same with Nasdaq. Same pattern, same setup, same theory, but here the order block is slightly above the open prices right here. So if I can get my price coming back below this order block, my liquidity from the London highs has been taken. So I would love to see an impulsive move, giving me a market structure shift, a retracement, then a potential continuation to the downside as well. But if I'm going to buy, I still want them again. I want to see how they react with this order block. So if we can come down, then show that we are still coming up, I can consider taking a buy just based off that price action. So I'm going to leave this one on M15. US 30, I'm going to leave it on M15 as well. Then the last asset I have is gold. I was just explaining how I missed this setup, as these were my points of interest above here. These are Friday's levels, a fair value gap and a level here. So the price only started moving at 2 a.m. my time. So I was sleeping here. I did not catch this. Potential entry would have been here, but again, I was still sleeping. My London session Q zone price was going sideways. Then we got a bit of a move in between, but no solid setup for now at the moment. So until I get my trading edge appearing here, I cannot be able to take a trade. So I'll just be monitoring in case price decides to sell from here. Point of interest is still the 13 EMA. Point of interest is also this order block you see right here. And if we can be able to break these levels, I think gold will continue pushing up, just like I said, back to the current all-time highs, and it will most likely set new all-time highs. So based off this week here, okay, let's remove this. Based off this week, price can potentially push into this imbalance. So let's see if M15 has got anything we can use. Nothing too solid here, although the TDI is trading above the 50 static. This confirms a bullish trend. The TDI trading above the 50 static confirms a bullish trend. Best entry would have been here, but again, it was outside my trading time, so I wasn't able to catch that trade. We've got a broken order block right here, which lines up with that H1 order block, which I just showed you. So I just put a red line here as a point of interest. So if maybe price can come a little bit deeper, I can consider taking a buy. But as of right now, I do not have any entries on gold, and I'm still on the sidelines. So That's it from me today. I don't have anything else on my watch list. The rest of the assets I'm not looking at is I only want to focus on three items. I do not want to end up missing a trade on any of these three. So I'd rather just be patient. If there's no trade today, still perfect. Tomorrow is another day. We are going to trade tomorrow. So in terms of questions, I do not know if there's any questions, or I thought the person who joined was still in. Unfortunately, they left. So if you've watched until the end of this video, thank you so much, because I believe I'm going to share it on YouTube. So let me know what you think about the way I trade. Let me know also what are you trading, or how are you adjusting your trading strategy, especially with this volatility in the markets due to the tariffs. Let me know how you are tweaking your strategy in order to maximize rewards and minimize losses. So I think what's the time? What's the time? I'm just going to okay, I think I'll continue for 10 more minutes. I'm going to continue for 10 more minutes. Okay, let's just check. Okay, I'm just going to update the group so long. I see there's someone now communicating in the group. I'm thinking gold. Gold could give maybe we're a bit late. It could give a short-term scalp if there's volume, because sometimes if there's volume in the markets, price won't really push down. So let me see. Okay, where can we execute this trade? I'm actually thinking if I could actually execute it. Okay, let's use one of the programs we have. Okay, entry a bit late because if you see, we already had a pin bar and the first push up. Let me just see if we can retrace back into this OB. I can just get ready for a quick buy with half my normal risk. I normally use a 1% risk, but due to the current market conditions, I'm going to use half my normal risk. So I'm going to use 0.5% on this particular account. So we're just going to come back here and see what we have on M15. Yeah, we can potentially get okay, two things can happen with the way price is looking. If we have momentum, we can push into the imbalance right from CMP. But again, they can decide to drop it into the 13, into the order block, then push up. So those are two possible plays which can happen here. So out of those two, I think I'm going to decide, I'm going to wait. I am going to wait. We're a bit far from the 13 on H1 as well, which makes me a little bit skeptical to enter so high here. So I am going to wait. But otherwise, the setup, which is low probability at this point in time, would be looking something like this. Let me quickly show you. Like I said, it's a bit of a late observation there. Best entry would have been the break of this order block being triggered by this pin bar, which means the original setup to this move would be looking something like this. Anyways, I don't think we've got anything to lose, guys, if we take this trade. Although, like I said, it's a bit late. Okay, let me rather wait because I feel like right now I'm chasing price. I feel like right now I'm chasing price. Pip wise, from where my stop loss is, even outside the range, you can see it's a lot of pips here. So I cannot afford to hold such a huge number of pips. All right, so let's see what's happening with the indices. Nothing much here, still bouncing off that same area, same price point. Okay, we're just going to keep tracking gold in case it gives us something. Hopefully, if my trading edge appears, I can be able to take a trade with you guys. A lot of volume in the market. You can see from 3073 to 3083. That's already 100 points if you're trading gold, or it's an equivalent of 100 pips if you're trading gold. So that's already a big move depending with where you caught the trade. It also affects the way you like calculate your risk now, because your risk variable in terms of pips has to be bigger to accommodate the volume in the markets. But at the same time, you need to adjust your lot size so that your risk remains small or manageable. All right, so let's just see what happens with the indices. All right, I don't know if, oh, I'm used to having like one-on-one mentorship sessions. I was about to ask if anyone has got a question, but like I said, if anybody has got a question based on how I deliver my sessions or how I trade, please feel free to ask in the comment section. Feel free to ask in the comment section, then I'll definitely respond. So I'll say gold, I'm still open to, if I can get a bit of stop hunt coming lower into this order block, I can still consider a sell, but it will just depend, I guess, with how um price will be looking like. My fact that my edge is not clear here is the reason why we are still on the sidelines. And and it's not so good to buy if you are a bit far from your moving average. For those who use moving averages, it's also not so cool to buy if you are at a point where price has created a higher high and you are anticipating a potential retracement. So these are all wrong buy areas. Rather wait for a better price point, then look for a buy. So that's the reason I'm not chasing price on that particular setup. So let's see indices, are they going to sell? I believe Trump said he's adding more tariffs to China. So yeah, it's a hectic trading environment these days, but you just have to try exercise extreme patience. Then if your setup appears, just come in with a calculated risk, put in your stop loss, your TP, just let your trade run. I would love to see how these two are looking on the H1. It should be like creating a wick on the top side. You see this wick here. So usually once we see this wick appearing like this, we just want to mark that area. As soon as we mark that area, we want to drop to M15. On M15, the first sign that we are selling is going to be a close below the 13. That's the only sign we need to see to confirm the sales. So on US30, nothing yet. On US 100, also nothing yet. Okay, this is the week, just a correction of the week on H1. And we also still trading above the 13. So price could simply continue being bullish, like I mentioned earlier. So a lot of patience is needed on these setups. A lot of patience is needed, definitely, just in case gold gives us something on the M3. All right. So we are just going to continue stoking. Continue stoking. Okay, so excuse me, I'm doing a quick visual for someone in the group. So just don't mind my audio there, or rather, let me just mute for a few seconds. All right, guys, I'm back. I almost forgot that I actually have this live session going on. I was actually now busy with the community on the phone, but okay, seems like I closed Nasdaq here. What happened? These are the advantages of using Deriv as a broker. You can literally trade anything and everything on Deriv, from your cryptos, your commodities, your stocks, currencies. What's these here? CFDs, Forex. You can also trade micro lots if you've got a small balance, shares. There's a lot to trade on Deriv. I'll drop my link for this broker in the comment section. Then you can just have one account for everything you trade. They also have a specific account where you can also find synthetics on the same account as well. So a very good broker. All right, let's just throw Nasdaq back there. All right, so I think that's it from me today, guys. We didn't get any actual entry during our live trading session. So this session is still running all the way. So let's see, on my time, it's 1 hour and some minutes, about 1 hour 15. My New York session is usually 2.5 hours of trading. So we still have about 1.5 hours or so, or plus or minus. So a setup might form then. If it does, I will update you in the WhatsApp community. But if nothing forms, we might get something during the PM session, which is from 7 p.m. GMT plus 2 to 10 p.m. GMT plus 2. So we only trade 2 hours for that particular session. So I think for me, that's it from me today, guys. If you watched until the end, thank you so much. Let me know what strategy you use. Let me know what you traded. Are you trading or you are on the sidelines? Tomorrow, I believe it's core CPI. So let me know if you'll be trading. Talking about core CPI, I think we've got FOMC minutes tonight. So we could potentially get our moves happening later on in the evening, which will be the New York PM session. So if you watched until the end, thank you so much for joining. If you haven't yet hit subscribe, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like and share as well if you relate to this content. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your week and your day. Good trading.